Good day, grade 12 learners. Welcome to today's Agricultural Sciences lesson. My name is Amanda Fumba. This program is funded by the Northern Cape Department of Education, broadcast by Pagama Research and Development. We are focusing on exam questions. Our focus area for today will be on paper 1, question 2. On question 2, we'll be looking at the components of feeds. How are they normally asked in the exams? Hence, we are dealing with examination questions. For example, we cannot talk about these examination questions if we are not checking our examination guidelines. Therefore, we need first to look at our examination guidelines. What is it saying about these components of feed? The examination guidelines, we are using it as our lesson objectives. So you can refer to page 19 of your examination guidelines of 2021 and get along with your DBE past papers. Please make sure you use also your DBE past papers. Examination guidelines, it states that you should be able to briefly describe the functions or you describe the importances of the following components. As we know that there are 6 components. You have to look at water, you have to look at proteins, you have to look at carbohydrates, you have to look at fats, you have to look at fats and oils. Okay, you have to look at fats and oils. And furthermore, you also have to look at minerals. These are the minerals. And it says indicate the basic biochemical functions, the importances and the deficiencies of the macro elements and also the trace elements, which are the micro elements. So this bullet is talking about the minerals. So you have to know the minerals and their deficiencies. Briefly describe the basic functions and 2 deficiencies of water-soluble vitamins and fat-soluble vitamins, which means the focus area here is on vitamins. So you look at water, proteins, carbohydrates, fats and oils, minerals, and vitamins. And as you can see, what is important is to know their functions. All of them, they are directing you to the functions. And with minerals and vitamins, you are expected to know their deficiencies, both of them, their deficiencies. We can look at previous question papers. This is how most of the time these components of feeds are asked. The flow chart below flows the components of feed. Mostly they use the components of feed in a form of a chart, or they use the components of feed in a form of diagrams or pictures. So you'll be given pictures of certain feeds and then you must be able to respond on that. Or you'll be given a flow chart. You must be able to analyze the information that is needed and be able to respond to the question. As you are given water, you have to know the functions of water. And when it comes to the functions of water, it must not be just functions of water. It must be functions of water in nutrition or functions of water in digestion. Once it is specific like that, you need to make sure that you respond only to the question. And when it is an open question, it will only say you must give the functions of what. You can talk about the regulation of body temperature, but when we talk of digestion or nutrition, you have to be specific only about the points that talks about nutrition or digestion. But now let's look on what is in front of us. The flow chart below represents, or it shows the components of feed. And in your mind, you know that fields you are looking at 6. So some of the feeds or the feeds is either they are organic or they are inorganic. So the inorganic components, we also have the organic components as you are given. You are given vitamins, carbohydrates, lipids. What are you not given? Identify the component A and component B. State two ways in which component A can be supplemented in farm animals. How can you address the component A in farm animals? Indicate the main component that is needed for each of the following functions. So you are given the functions. Remember the examination guidelines, it says you must know the functions, the importances, and the deficiencies. So here you are given the functions and you have to indicate the component. Production of eggs and milk, which component will talk to the statement? Fattening of farm animals. You want to fatten your animals, which one will talk to the statement? And you can see the mark allocation is 6 marks. And A, it refers to mineral elements. And these mineral elements, they are inorganic. The organic ones, we are looking at vitamins, carbohydrates, lipids, proteins. Okay, and remember the term lipids, it represents fats and oils. Okay, so the one which is inorganic, we are looking at minerals. State two ways in which component A, which are the minerals, can be supplemented in farm animals. There are different ways of supplementing minerals. So the information that is needed from you is about the topic when it talks about the supplements. So how minerals are supplemented, that's what you need to focus on this question. The ways of supplementing minerals to animals is either you give mineral licks or you add into water and you give to animals as drinking water, or you mix it with water. Soil salts or dosing, you dose or you use a drenching gun to give it to the animal, or you inject, or the minerals are supplemented through a cafeteria style or through free choice or supplementing rations. Where it is responsible for milk production, we talk of proteins. And then when we talk of fattening of animals, they must be given the component which is carbohydrate. Let's look at the other question. It's supposed to be question 2. The flowchart below shows components. Can you see these flowcharts? They are not the same, but they are addressing the same topic. The flowchart below shows components of feed needed by farm animals for effective functioning. We have feed. Feed is either dry matter or water. So the dry matter is in a form of organic and inorganic. So we have the inorganic. You are given the examples of inorganic in a form of phosphorus, iron, zinc, and the organic in a form of vitamin A and vitamin B, vitamin K and vitamin B1. Organic in a form of vitamin K and vitamin B1. Here are the questions. State two roles of component A in digestion of farm animals. So you are asked about component A, and component A is water. So all in all, you are asked about the role of water in digestion. So you need to know your points. Identify the component in the flowchart above that will result in the following deficiency symptoms. Slow healing of wounds in farm animals. So you mentioned identifying the component in the flowchart above, which means you are using this information as you are given. Excessive bleeding in chicken. Chewing of dry bones by farm animals. So you have to choose the one that talks to that. Indicate the organic component. Your focus now is on organic component. Indicate the organic component in the flowchart above that is fat soluble and which one is water soluble. The role of water in digestion. It acts as a solvent. in order to dissolve substances in the body. It softens or moistens food, facilitating enzymatic digestion. It also acts as a medium through which waste products are excreted. At the same time, it transports nutrients through digestive tract. So these are the functions of water in digestion, or they will talk about functions of water in nutrition. Identify the component, the one that is responsible for wounds, healing of wounds, which has zinc. Excessive bleeding in chicken. Then we talk of which vitamin? We talk of vitamin K. And also when we are looking at chewing of dry bones, when an animal chews dry bones, we talk of pica. Then chewing of dry bones by animals, then we are looking at phosphorus. Then we need to move to another question. The picture below shows different animal feeds available. You have feed A, you have feed B, you have feed C, and feed C, and feed D. Classify the type of feed shown in feed A and also feed C. Now we are looking at the type of feed, and we know the types of feeds. We have concentrates, we have roughages. Feed A, is it a concentrate or is it a roughage? Number 2, write down a letter A to D of the feed in the pictures above that can be recommended for farm animals under each of the following conditions. When you want to finish off cattle for the abattoir, you want to take it to the abattoir being or finishing off of cattle for the abattoir. To correct mineral deficiency, what are you going to give? To improve fertility in rams. At the same time, to supply bulkiness in rations of ruminant animals. You want to fatten it to finishing it off, then you use vitamin B. To correct mineral deficiency, there is a lack of mineral, then you use or you give D. You want to improve fertility in rams, then you have to give something with protein, that will be A. Supplement to supply bulkiness in ration of ruminant animals, then we talk of feed C. The non-ruminants digest vitamin B better when it is ground, when it is fine. Justify their statement. Ground maize has smaller particles with an increased surface area. It is better when it is ground because it increases the surface area. At the same time, it gives more exposure to enzymes and for better digestion. Here is another question. Water, vitamins, and minerals should always be included as an integral part of animal nutrition. State 3 functions of water in animal nutrition. It acts as a solvent, as I indicated, protects some sensitive tissues, moisturizing and the swallowed food. Hence, we say it moisturizes and wettens food. Provides a suitable environment for microbes, which is flora. Mechanical digestion in mouth or swallowing, assists with mechanical digestion. At the same time, it assists with chemical digestion. Prevents constipation, assists in transportation of nutrients, and also responsible for excretion of waste products. The question is addressing functions of water in animal nutrition. The graph below shows different feeds with different feed components. digestible carbohydrate, fats, and protein. Which skill are you assessed here? It's a matter of interpreting. Are you able to interpret a graph? Feed components in different feeds. Identify feed from the graph above that would be most suitable for each of the following situations. So you are given 3 situations where there are young growing animals. You want to fatten old ewes. Provision of insulation against temperature changes. And which feeds are you given? You are given feed A. Feed A has a lot of carbohydrates, has fats but less protein. And when you look at feed B, you are given the keys here of what is in the graph. Feed B has got less, feed B and feed C have the same carbohydrates. And when you look at fats, feed B have got more fats as compared to C and A. And then the protein, there is more protein on feed C. You want to grow animals. Which feed are you going to give? You are going to give feed C because of protein. Fattening of ewes. To fatten, you need lots of carbohydrates. Then you are going to give feed A. Provision of insulation against temperature changes. You are going to give the one that has got more fats, which means will be feed B. So it is wise when you are given a graph, you must be able to interpret the information that you are given. So apply your mind in any information that you are given. Below are different feeds which are used to feed farm animals. You are given the examples of these feeds. The oil cake meal, the green lucerne, the sun-dried hay, maize meal, and urea. Indicate the feed from the box. So it's another 4 free marks because you are using the information that is in front of you. Indicate the feed from the box above that is applicable to each of the following statement. A source of protein for newly born lambs. Recommended for fattening. Refer to your previous activity. Recommended for fattening animals. A feed rich in vitamin D. A roughage that is a source of vitamin A. Which roughage is a source of vitamin A? Vitamin A has got to do with greens and orange colors. Okay. The feed that is rich in vitamin D. Then if you look at a source of protein for newly born lambs, we are looking at oil cake meal. So that is your A. Recommended for fattening of animals. Recommended for fattening animals as we indicated in the previous activity. A feed rich in vitamin D. Vitamin D, you are guided by this. So it is number C. A roughage that is the source of vitamin A. You are also guided by this type of lucerne. Not just lucerne, but green lucerne. The other activity. Choose one mineral or vitamins from the list below that matches the following descriptions. Write only the mineral or vitamin next to the question number. You are given question numbers 231 to 234, and you are given the minerals and vitamins. Therefore, you are asked to choose the one that matches with the description. A deficiency of this causes parakeratosis in pigs if it lacks this specific mineral or vitamin. It causes parakeratosis in pigs. Improves vision, especially at night. Which mineral or which vitamin? It talks about vision. A deficiency of this causes animals to chew dry bones. When you talk of pica, a deficiency of this causes animals to chew bones. Refer to your previous activities because we are not talking about it for the first time. Necessary for blood clotting in chickens. Which mineral or which vitamin addresses that? We look at deficiency which causes parakeratosis in pigs, that is zinc. The one that improves vision, that is A, and the one that causes animals to chew dry bones. We talk of phosphorus. Necessary for blood clotting in chickens. Then we talk of vitamin K. We know that vitamin K is responsible for blood. It's not responsible. So it is necessary for blood clotting in chicken. When blood clots in chicken, then you must provide minerals or vitamin K in order to deal with those clots in animals. If you look at our summary, we need to look at whether we able to describe the importances of water. If you look back, we're able to do that. And I emphasize that when the question is generally and ask you about the functions of water, so you can give any functions of water, but in relation to nutrition. And when it only talks about digestion, from those functions of water that you know, make sure that you also look, or you only deduce the ones that talk to digestion. Not forgetting the functions of proteins. The functions of proteins, they still the same as we discussed in grade 11. That proteins are responsible for growth. They are responsible for repairing worn out tissues and many other functions of proteins. Same applies with carbohydrates. That carbohydrate is a source of water. It doesn't mean that you'll only be asked the functions of water. You can be asked about functions of proteins. You can be asked about functions of carbohydrates. And you must understand, when it comes to this, you can be asked the end products of proteins. You can be asked about the byproducts of carbohydrates, whereby we talk about the end products of proteins as amino acids. We talk about byproducts of carbohydrates as glucose. So always be alert when you study and when you check your other previous question papers. We also indicated the biochemical functions where we're looking at minerals. Then with minerals, you must understand the symptoms that are displayed and understand the mineral that is a shortage, that cause that deficiency. If it is not there, what will lead to? Understand that. Same applies with vitamins. Which ones are fat soluble and which ones are water soluble? That takes us to the end of our lesson. Thank you for watching this lesson. See you next time. Good luck for your exams.